Welcome to the Ty and Dan Show. I'm Tyler Evans alongside my good friend Danny Forbes. Danny, it is Super Bowl Sunday. How are you now?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to watch the Super Bowl. I always watch the Super Bowl every year. I miss most of the regular season every year, but it's the Super Bowl. If you're not watching, I don't know what you're doing. There's just so much to offer. You must be excited, Tyler.
It's going to
You
be a
ready?
great Super Bowl, Danny. There's so many headlines, so many storylines coming into this game. It's Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. But Danny, what do you think the top 3 headlines will be in mainstream media come Monday morning?
Good question. Probably the number one headline will probably be, is Tom Brady the greatest team sports athlete in the history of humanity once he wins his 7th ring this Sunday night? Um, Second will probably, the question will be asked, should he retire or should he,
Danny,
should
I
he,
hate to interrupt you here, but I gotta get a quick word in from our sponsor, if you don't mind. Today's Ty and
uh,
Dan Show is brought to you by
okay.
Peanut Butter. Thanks, Danny. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. I didn't know we had sponsors, but
Yeah,
I'm glad to have all the support financially.
yeah, we gotta make money
Or
somehow. Yeah.
exactly, we gotta keep the lights on this podcast. It's episode 3. That's quick progress.
Yep. Okay, go
Third,
ahead. Your second headline.
the second one, we were talking about retirement.
Right.
Will he retire or will he come back, try to win another Super Bowl after he dominates this Sunday night?
Yeah.
Third headline, I don't know, probably something COVID related. Like someone breaks a protocol or is not wearing their mask when they're celebrating, like we saw in the World Series. What do you think? What's gonna be the headlines on Monday morning?
Yeah, I think the biggest headline, Danny, will be this is Super Bowl 55, most watched Super Bowl ever. There's not going to be those big parties this year. There's not going to be people in the bars watching the game. It's going to be you and I might watch the game together in a normal year, but this year you're going to be watching on your TV. I'll be watching on my TV. So I think everybody is going to be watching this game, especially because it's pandemic. We here in Ontario are in a lockdown, a stay-at-home order. So even people that wouldn't normally tune into this thing are probably going to tune into this thing. And then you got Mahomes, Brady. I think this will definitely be the most watched Super Bowl of all time. My second headline will be a halftime show like no other. The Weeknd has put $7 million of his own money into this Super Bowl halftime show. Also, Danny, he has said that the halftime show will not happen on the field this year. He is going to be in the stands. And you know what Raymond James Stadium has that no other stadium has? A giant pirate ship. I think this concert is going to be on a pirate ship. A halftime show like no other. And then the third headline dismisses your first headline. Torch passed. Patrick Mahomes beats Tom Brady, snatches the torch, and we can open the door for the conversation. Is Patrick Mahomes the greatest athlete ever?
Well, naturally, that would be the question. If Mahomes can pull it off, it would be like a torch passing situation, like we saw when old Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, faced The Rock at WrestleMania 18 in Toronto. That was a torch passing situation.
This game is literally like if Michael Jordan faced LeBron James in the NBA Finals.
It's exactly like that. It's a legendary matchup. The world's waiting to see it. I'm pumped up for it. I don't. Are you excited for The Weeknd? Are you a fan of The Weeknd?
He's Canadian. I'm not going to say he's my favorite musician, but I've listened to some of his music. It's pretty good. I expect it to be a cool halftime show. I mean, these things are high productions. They usually have a little bit of something in them for everyone. So I expect it's going to be a good time to watch.
Last time I saw him, he was wearing this weird mask thing, and it was like burns all over.
Yeah, that's probably a prop bet. Will The Weeknd's face be normal tonight?
Or will he have a cane mask on?
Yeah.
Because he got burned in a fire.
All right, let's move on to something that's beyond the game. Another reason people like to tune into the Super Bowl. the commercials. So, Danny, this year some brands have decided not to have a commercial because they want to use the money that they would spend on it and put it into things like COVID vaccine awareness, things like that, which is totally fine. But Budweiser, for example, who's had a Super Bowl commercial for 37 years, has said no commercial this year because we're good people, we're good citizens, we're going to use this money to help COVID. But you know who does have a commercial, Danny? Bud Light, the same company.
Oh, those dirty, rotten corporate bastards.
Literally. This is a big corporation saying, look at us, PR, PR. But also, by the way, we are actually going to use Budweiser's Super Bowl budget to just make Bud Lights even better, or we'll have 3 of them, or you know the deal.
Oh yeah, we'll have a giant guest star. Mark Wahlberg will be the guest. It'll just be nuts. The cast of Bud Light's Super Bowl commercial this year, I don't know what it is, but it'll be nuts.
Post Malone will be in it.
Oh, well, there you go.
What brand do you think will have the best Super Bowl commercial?
Doritos always has a good one. I always like that.
Yeah.
Trying to think, like, I think every year the Doritos one makes me laugh. It's so ridiculous. Like that one. Did you remember the one that was in that, you know, that old guy's front yard or whatever, but it was like a cardboard box, and the guy thought he would travel through time in a little time machine or whatever?
Yep, that's an
ridiculous
all-time
one.
classic for sure.
I like that one.
I would say one of the Super Bowl commercials to look forward to is, did you know John Cena's in one this year?
No, who's he doing a commercial for?
Mountain Dew, and it's an interactive commercial. It looks pretty cool. So what's going to happen is it's an interactive commercial where they're going to have the commercial, and in the commercial you're going to have to count how many Mountain Dew bottles there are, and then head over to Twitter and submit your guess. And if you're correct, you could be walking away with $1 million.
God. What do you think? How many Mountain Dew bottles are going to be in there?
I mean, if I just had to guess without even watching the commercial, I mean, 55 might be a good guess because it's Super Bowl 55. Maybe it will be 2021 Mountain Dew bottles. What would you say?
It's a good question. I'm going to say there's going to be as many Mountain Dew bottles as Forrest Gump drank Dr. Peppers in the White House in the movie Forrest Gump. So I don't know how many. I forget how many exactly. I'm sure our loyal audience will Google this quickly and fill us in immediately. And I thank them for that.
All right, let's move on to another thing that goes hand in hand with Super Bowl Sunday, the food. Danny, what kind of food do you like to have for the Super Bowl?
Oh, I'm a big snack guy. I like to, eat dinner, kind of before I watch the Super Bowl, and then I'm usually eating snacks. It's usually a pizza kind of night for me. That's kind of the easiest thing to feed the whole family if everyone's watching or whatever, is just kind of order pizza and have it delivered or go pick it up. So I guess it's usually pizza for me.
So yeah, you like to have pizza as your main, but then you like to have chips and dip handy.
Absolutely. Like I said before, chips and dip it's the best snack in the world. That's number one. That's what I'm going through. It's always just regular Ruffles and either Philadelphia, onion or dill pickle dip, or the homemade onion dip, which is even better if you have that. That's what I'm watching during the game. What about you?
Yeah, we like hell of a good dip in this household, but let's play a little game. Start one, bench one, cut one, and we'll do this with Super Bowl food. Let's find out what the ultimate must-have Super Bowl foods are. We're going to start one, we're going to bench one, and we're going to cut one. Let's start with the favorites. You have pizza, wings, and nachos. Start one, bench one, cut one.
Oh, that's a ridiculously hard question because I don't want to cut any of those. I really enjoy all of those foods you just presented. I guess most times I watch the Super Bowl, I always order pizza, so I'll go with the pizza. And I usually order wings with the pizza, so I'll start the pizza, and I guess I bench the wings, and I don't want to do this. I really don't, because I love nachos with all my heart, but I got to cut them. But, yeah. How about you? What are you doing?
I think I'm going to start wings, because when I think of football, I just think of chicken wings. Super Bowl Sunday, NFL Sunday, you just think of wings. I mean, I'm pretty sure wings were invented in Buffalo, which has an NFL team. So I think I'm going to start chicken wings. No disrespect to pizza, but we have pizza in this household like once a week. I'm pretty kind of almost ashamed to say that, but I have it a lot. So I'm going to switch it up for Super Bowl Sunday. I'm going to put pizza on the bench, and then I'm going to cut nachos, because if you're ordering from a local restaurant, which we definitely suggest you do to help your community during the pandemic, if you order nachos, they're going to be soggy by the time they get to your house. So ordering chicken wings or pizza is definitely probably the better choice, I would say. Let's go to snacks now. I'll give you chips and dip, sliders, and popcorn. Start one, bench one, cut one.
Well, we already know how I feel about chips and dip, so that's my starter. Popcorn that's kind of a lame snack. It's an easy one. It's kind of everywhere. It's a snack you watch. It's kind of like any weeknight you eat popcorn when you're watching a show or a series or whatever. So I'll cut that. I've never had sliders, but I guess, what is it? Just little mini cheeseburgers?
I think it's like a mini hamburger, yeah.
That sounds good to me. I'll throw that on the bench and give it a whirl.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you. I'm definitely starting chips and dip. You have to have that nearby when you're watching football, especially when you're watching a long broadcast like the Super Bowl, when you got the long halftime show. You're going to be there a while. You're going to want to have a snack. I think chips and dip is the all-time greatest snack. Sliders I've also never had. Don't know what they are. I don't even know if they really exist. I've just heard of them. I've never seen one, but they do sound awesome. I think they're just like a mini hamburger, but why not just have a full-size hamburger? But
yeah, that's
maybe it's helpful because you can eat multiple of them, or I don't know, you can convince yourself mentally that eating 4 sliders is better than having one hamburger.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess because they're just little mini. If anybody listening or watching has ever had a slider or ordered sliders anywhere, let us know how you enjoy them. Let us know what they are. If we're right in our assessment on what we think sliders are.
Yeah.
Or I'm sure a lot of like people that really enjoy sliders are ripping the hair out of their head right now listening to us.
Yeah.
Talk about sliders.
So I am going to bench sliders. And I will cut popcorn because, as you said, it is kind of an easy snack. And it's one that, you have all the time. Don't need it for Super Bowl Sunday. On to the final segment here in our Start One, Bench One, Cut One with the drinks. We got beer, pop, and water. Start one, bench one, and cut one.
I yeah, with those choices, I can't do that because that's the core of my team. If I'm a general manager, I build my entire life around those three key pieces. So I'm not cutting any of them. I can't play your game on that one because all of those beverages play a different role in my life, and I value them all. They're all different, but I value them equally. So I apologize, but I can't play that game.
But you're not going to drink beer and pop during the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. I'll probably have a pint, and then you never know. I could be having a mixed drink.
That's dangerous, man.
A whiskey. Well, you just got to follow the rule. What is it? It's liquor before beer. You're in the clear, but beer before liquor, you've never been sicker. So any 19-year-old kids out there that are just starting to really get hammered this first Super Bowl, you follow those rules, you'll be fine. I don't know, Tyler, but and water I'm not giving up because that's essential for my existence. So
yeah,
I'm not playing that game.
You're not gonna watch a 4-hour football game and eat salty food and not have a sip of water. So I'm going to, if you don't want to play the game, that's fine. You forfeit, I win. That's fine with me, no worries. But for this exercise, I'm going to start pop. I'm going to have water on the bench, need water. And I'm actually going to, surprisingly, I am going to cut beer. This is going to be an all-time Super Bowl. We got Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. It's not going to happen again. I want to remember this tomorrow. I don't want to get too carried away. So the only time I'm going to have a beer today, my only beer of Super Bowl Sunday, is going to be right now for our weekly segment, Ty and Dan Crack a Can. Danny, not drinking Budweiser because they're frauds. Going to drink this nice Wisconsin brew. But tell us, who are we cracking a can to this week?
I'm going to save the pints for the big game, save the alcoholic beverages for the big game. I have a ginger ale. Let's crack a can to the NFL for actually making it through this pandemic season. I can't believe they did it. At the start of the season with all the, the positive tests and all the, the fact that they were the first ones to be doing it on a scale like this with no bubble. Like the NBA had the bubble, the NHL with the Stanley Cup, there was the bubble. There was the bubble with the UFC. They were the first ones to do it with no bubble. And when the news came out with positive tests, I thought there was no way they were going to make it through. I thought they were going to be the ones to have to quit halfway through and not get to their championship game. So congrats to the NFL and cheers to the NFL for doing that.
I'm with you on that, man. I mean, there was definitely times this year where I went, enjoy this weekend in football because it's going to be the last. I remember Thanksgiving thinking all these guys are going to go home to their families and they're all going to come back and it's not going to be good. But they made it through this whole season. Very, very few hiccups. I mean, there was the odd, we got to move this Thursday night game to Tuesday, those sorts of things. But they got every weekend. Sorry?
I got some hiccups for you. Did you hear that? Right as you're talking about hiccups, I started hiccuping from the old ginger ale there, but
I jinxed you.
Yeah, oh yeah. Certainly did. My apologies.
You're good. Have some Tums.
My apologies. My apologies to the audience for those hiccups there.
It's all
just
good.
A couple hiccups. We're back on track now.
We're back. I mean, that's what ginger ale does to you. But yeah, the NFL, they went the distance. It is unbelievable, and I'm so thankful for it because in this time of the pandemic, we don't have a lot to do. Right now, we're pretty much on house arrest in this stay-at-home order. So being able to tune into the NFL on Sundays for 7 hours of football, it's been awesome. It's been a little bit of an escape from the pandemic, and I think that's what a lot of people are going to get out of tonight's game is no matter what the outcome, the commercials are always great. The halftime show is going to be great. The food's going to be great. It's just going to be an all-time great experience to watch this game. And thanks to the NFL for pulling this together and making it work.
Thanks for pulling through.
Thank you, Roger Goodell. All right, we got to take off now because Danny has the hiccups. He's probably going to be out 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, how long do you got to hold your breath for to get rid of the hiccups?
Yeah, you're on the long time IR with hiccups.
Oh my God! I hope.
Thanks again to our sponsor, Peanut Butter. It's been a blast, Danny. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
See you next week. This week's sponsor of the Ty and Dan Show is Peanut Butter. Thanks, Danny. Go ahead.
I did not know we had any sponsors.
Yeah, peanut butter's on board.
Well, where's the label on the jar, bud? Oh my
So yeah, you like to have pizza as your main course, but then you like to have chips and dick handy. I said that one so clear.
Yeah, it was too clear.
Pretty sure they're just, mini hamburgers, which sounds pretty awesome, but also, why not just have a regular size hamburger? Maybe it's nicer to just be able to go down on a few of them. Like, I don't know. But I'll put those on my bench. I'm gonna. Why did I say I'm gonna go down on them? What am I thinking about?
Keep that up. Keep that going. Keep going.
I'm gonna go down on hamburgers.